wasn't afraid of anything. Okay, you guys are going to see me do something I tell you in the library never to do. Never bend your books back like this. I'm not folding it, I'm just kind of holding it so you can see the picture better. I'm not like pressing it back. Don't tell Mrs. Ferguson that I bent the book back. Sheila Rae wasn't afraid of anything. She wasn't afraid of the dark, she wasn't afraid of thunder or lightning, and she wasn't afraid of the big black dog at the end of the block. At dinner, Sheila Rae made believe that the cherries in her fruit cocktail were the eyes of dead bears, and she ate 5 of them. At school, Sheila Rae giggled when the principal walked by, and when her classmate Wendell stole her jump rope during recess, Sheila Rae tied him up until the bell rang. "I'm very brave," Sheila Rae said, patting herself on the back. Sheila Rae stepped on every crack in the sidewalk without fear. And when her sister Louise said there was a monster in the closet, Sheila Rae attacked it. You guys know about stepping on a crack? I'm sure you do. And she rode her bicycle, no-handed, with her eyes closed. "Yay, yay, Sheila Rae," her friends yelled, clapping their hands. One day, Sheila Rae decided to walk home from school a new way, but Louise was afraid to. "You're too brave for me," Louise said. "You're always such a scaredy cat," Sheila Rae called. "Am not," whispered Louise. Let's get a little closer. Sheila Rae started off skipping. "I am brave," she sang. "I am fearless." She stepped on every crack. She walked backwards with her eyes closed. She growled at stray dogs, and she bared her teeth at stray cats, and she pretended that the trees were evil creatures, and she climbed up them and broke their fingers off. Snap, snap, snap. Sheila Rae walked and walked, and she turned corners, and she crossed streets. And then it suddenly occurred to Sheila Rae that nothing looked familiar. I want you to look carefully at these pictures. I hope you can see them. You notice little things. Right there. And hiding behind the fire hydrant. Louise is following her. You see Louise there. Sheila Rae heard frightening noises. They sounded worse than thunder. And she thought horrible thoughts. They were worse than anything she had ever imagined. I am brave," Sheila Rae tried to convince herself. "I am fearless." The sound became more frightening, and the thoughts became more horrible, and Sheila Rae sat down on a rock and cried. "Help," she sniffed. And I want you to look at this picture. See if you can see something in that picture. Right about there. she thought of her mother and her father and Louise. "Mother, Father, Louise," she cried. "Here I am," a voice said. "Louise!" Sheila Rae hugged her sister. "We're lost," Sheila Rae said. "No, we're not," said Louise. "I know the way home. Follow me." Louise stepped on every crack, and Louise walked backwards with her eyes closed, and she growled at stray dogs, and she bared her teeth at stray cats. And she pretended that the trees were evil creatures, and she jumped up and she broke off their fingers. Snap, snap, snap. Oops. Sheila Rae walked quietly behind her, and they walked, and they crossed streets, and they turned corners. That looks like a willow tree. Soon their house could be seen between the trees. Sheila Rae grabbed Louise and dashed up the street. And when they reached their own yard and the gate was closed behind them, Sheila Rae said, "Louise, you are brave. You are fearless." "We both are," said Louise, and they walked backwards into the house with their eyes closed. The end. I like that one. So that's a great book about bravery and family and friendship. They're sisters. They can be friends too. All right, guys. Well, that was a quick read, but I hope you liked it. I love books by Kevin Hicks, Chrysanthemum, and a bunch of other ones that you guys know about. So, all right, maybe we'll read a few more. All right? See you next time.